YouTube, it's Alex and Paul and Jack. Sorry, the weird angle. He was breastfeeding and he fell asleep. So if you can see by the title, it's about breastfeeding. So little Jack here, he was amazing. Keyword was. In the hospital, he was just like a champ. You know what he was doing. I had to pull out my nipple a few times because he wasn't opening his mouth wide enough. He has, babies have to get a big bite of the mom's nipple in order for it to be a good healthy latch. But if they do little bites, then it can be very painful. And I must not have been noticing, but little by little his latch got poorer and not as great. And just all of a sudden, it started stinging when he hurt. I'm like, oh, this is what it felt like when Dante breastfed. And Dante was a terrible breastfeeder when he was a newborn. And so he also got his very first bottle yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And that's because I was sleep deprived and I needed to go to sleep. I needed sleep. And I pumped earlier that day at the hospital. Just because I wanted to see how much breast milk I had. I let Jack feed. He fed for a good 45 minutes, a real good feeding. And then he fell asleep, and then I decided to pump to see if there's any extra after you're feeding him. And there was a good amount, actually. And I kept that with me, and they say you can keep that room temperature for about 4 to 5 hours. So we brought that home with us, and I wanted to breastfeed him, but I was too tired. And a part of me was like, I don't want him to bottle feed because, one, he's never had a bottle. And two, I was worried about him, becoming a worse, eater, which I'm kind of worried about right now. And so Paul fed him while I went to sleep last night. And then, how many times did you feed him? 3 times the bottle?
Yeah.
Just by a little bit? He would only eat a little bit at a time, not a whole bunch at once because his tummy's so small. And, so he finished the bottle I gave him last night. And then, throughout the night, he actually breastfed for me. And it hurt. Hurts real bad, but I don't want to quit breastfeeding. So, he breastfed throughout the night and morning. He did pretty well. Sorry, Dante's being loud in the background. And then now, today, I have pumped 2 different times because he's not eating. I don't want my supply to go down because he's not eating. So I pumped 2 different times. I got really sick this morning. 2 different occasions while sleeping. I woke up shaking and super, super dizzy. And then I got nauseous and I threw up only the one time, thank God. And then I went back to sleep. He took Jack downstairs, and then he woke me up. Paul woke me up later, and he's like, I made breakfast. How about we all eat? And so after I ate, I actually felt a little better after I ate breakfast. And then I asked Paul if I could, pump and then go back to sleep. So I pumped. I think I pumped. And then I went back to sleep. And since then, I feel a lot better. I still have a headache, but I don't feel as sick as I was this morning. But I have been watching Jack all day, and all he's been doing is sleeping. And then when I finally breastfeed him, he's not breastfeeding like he did at the hospital, which was a good 45 minutes. Now he breastfeeds for 10 minutes and then knocks right out. So I feel like I have to pump again to empty my breast, but I don't want to keep pumping and him bottle feeding. And Dante got it bottle feed him a little bit, I guess, and now he's obsessed with it. So every time I'm about to breastfeed, Dante thinks I'm gonna bottle feed. I'm like, Mommy doesn't bottle feed, just Daddy does. He's been sleeping a lot today, and it's kind of bothering me.
He's been eating a lot too. That big bottle's gone.
Wow, I napped. Yeah, so I guess he drank a lot from that bottle, so that's probably why he doesn't want to breastfeed or be awake. So, I'm not going to let him bottle feed, I don't think, the rest of the night. In the morning, I'm going to keep breastfeeding him because he needs to get back on being a breast baby and not a bottle baby. But no, he's only bottle fed while I'm sleeping. He does not bottle feed while I'm awake. That's the rule, right, honey?
Yep.
No bottle feeding while I'm awake. So he did really good breastfeeding out throughout the night. I have a feeling he's going to bug me all night long while we're trying to sleep to breastfeed. And even though that's going to suck for me, it's going to be good because he needs to be more getting better at the breastfeeding. I keep pulling at my breast if it's not a good latch because he needs to get the good latch down. And if he keeps this up, not latching properly, I'm probably going to have to pull out the nipple shield. We haven't used it yet. He's so cute. I can't stop staring at him. Look at that little crease on his ear. It must have been like that in the womb because it's been that way since he's been born. It's really cute. And look at those feet. Look at those little toesies. He's just beautiful. I've called him Dante 2 different times now. It's fine. Alrighty, well, I think that's the update breastfeeding. I'll keep you guys updated. Go breastfeeding. Yeah, breastfeeding's definitely gotten owied. I thought I was going to be able to ignore all that and have the best latcher ever because Dante was terrible and I had bleeding cracked nipples with Dante. And I'm really hoping it doesn't get to that point with Jack. But I'm constantly putting nipple cream on. I have gel pads to put them on to make it feel better. So let's keep our fingers crossed that he can get back into being a good latcher, because that means a lot if he can. Less pain for mommy. Alrighty, bye guys.